Hi everyone, Michele Courage here from michelecourage.com, and I'm in the studio. It's Friday Musings. Wow, it's warm. New Zealand is really having a really warm time, as is Australia. I was on the phone to my friend yesterday and I said, oh goodness, it's getting quite warm here in Hawke's Bay, and she turned around and said, yeah, I know, we're going to 46 tomorrow. I was like, okay, yeah, I think on Sunday we're going to hit 31 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty warm for New Zealand, but actually not that warm for Hawke's Bay. It does get that hot here. Of course, I'm happy as a clam. I love the heat, I love the warmth, I love at night all the windows open. It's just fabulous. Okay, I want to talk about this Year of the Horse that's coming in on the 17th of February, and the fact that that is kind of the sort of Chinese New Year, and what it entails, and just a quick chat around it, because it's quite interesting, because I used to ride horses. I don't know if you know that. And I used to be very competitive. I took 3 horses to medium in dressage, and I did a bit of show jumping when I was younger, up to about 3 meters, and then I kind of like, whoa, that's getting a bit high for me. And I never really had that sort of killer instinct to go charging through the bush and do eventing and, you know, that kind of stuff. So decided to do dressage instead, and I did a little bit of showing as well. But I had a few horses, and because we, you know, didn't have like huge bagfuls of bucks, my first horses were pretty green, and in that term is green as in doesn't know anything, you got to start from scratch. And for a youngster, that's quite hard, you know, because you're riding a horse and you learn as you go along, instead of getting a schoolmaster and they teach you, you know, to sit properly and ride properly, and then you can start on the younger horse. And you know, it's quicker to do it that way. Anyway, I did it the hard way. And but that being said, very grateful for that, because I did have really top tuition, and yeah, did really well. Anyway, I digress. What it was, how it started the conversation off, was yesterday a friend of mine sent me this small little what's it called, like a little reel, and it was about this commentary with this person sitting on this horse, and the horse was spooky as, and she was walking down this road, and as she's walking, the commentary is going, oh, a bucket, that bucket's gonna kill me, there's a person on the whatever, there's her. And I just thought this was hilarious, because you get certain horses that are extra spooky, and you know, it's just hard work. It's hard work riding a horse that's really spooky. But part of the issue is the rider is not instilling the confidence in the horse. I'm not saying in all cases, but in many cases, it really depends on if the rider is confident. And if the rider is confident, normally the horse settles down and gets confidence in it. And so you transfer that through your body and the way you ride, the way your nerves are calm. When I used to get tensed up, especially when I was jumping, oh my goodness, my one horse Tamarind, he would just feel it instantly, and he'd duck and dive at every jump. And then my friend would get on, he was an A-grade jumper, confident as hell, he'd get on, and Tamarind would go, yeah, sure, I'll jump anything. And then I would get on, he would go 1 or 2 times around the course, and then by the 3rd time he'd go, no, I'm not doing this. I used to come in and literally ask him, you can do it if you want to. And with a horse, you can't have that kind, especially if you're doing show jumping. And the Year of the Horse, the energy that is coming in is exactly the same. So you need to liken this energy around how calm are you, how sure are you, how strong and convicted in your beliefs. It's slow and steady. It's calm and gentle. But it's only that if you are that. If you are all over the place and flighty and stressed out and frustrated, oh my God, that horse is going to give you shit from no end. And the people who ride horses know this. And I just want to give you a little bit of insight into the year of the horse that's coming up on the 17th of February. That, I think it's the 17th of February. That is exactly how we're supposed to look at this year ahead. If you are sure and steady and you're going and your seat is good, you know exactly where you want to go, but you're tackling it in a calm, relaxed, sure manner, the horse will perform for you like you can't believe. If you are all over the place, you're flighty, you're like a pinball bouncing around all the time, you never have any stillness in your life, you're not, I won't say meditating, because meditating has got such a connotation, but if you have stillness in your life and you are create space to breathe and think, you'll be fine. But if you don't, I am warning you that I think the horse year could be exceptionally disruptive. So make sure that you get some plan in place in how to keep your focus, how to keep calm, and to be very confident and sure about where you're going. And of course, all of that comes down to listening to your guides, listening to guidance, and your inner guide is your biggest direction. If you can get in touch with your higher self and that total gut feeling, knowing when you're going wrong, feeling this uncomfortableness, it doesn't feel right, listening to your gut, listening to your guides, in basic terms, listen to your gut. In more spiritual terms, listen to your higher self. I think the year of the horse could be an amazing year ahead. I have been called to go much quieter, much slower, not to push so hard, wait for things to come to me. And my year is filling up beautifully with that energy already. And we haven't even got into the year of the horse yet. So, the mindfulness is really important. So with that in mind, I'm just going to pull a card out of the Diana Cooper, The Golden Future, because that is what we're all striving for. We're trying to bring in this new energy. I've seen there's a whole bunch of people that are going, I'm not prepared to accept that kind of behavior. There's so many people that are starting to wake up, as it were, starting to realize that whatever's going on is not working. Council is not working. Politicians are lying. There's reaction so far as whatever happens, overreacting by politicians and putting in more rules and more regulations and more fines and I was just reading on the news today that Auckland's highest income earning from fines is a street near the university. And I'm going, oh man, I understand that people need to adhere to rules, otherwise it'll be complete chaos. But to fine people and make it an income from it, start making it like it's a money-making thing, not cool. Doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth and in most people's mouths. And I do understand there are always certain people that continuously break the rules. And we have to have some kind of, fixed line that they are told you can't cross over that. But that the willingness of the councils and the governments to punish people for everyday little things, whereas the other people just get away with so much. I think that's going to start turning soon. You're seeing it already. People around the world are just starting to protest. I've been watching these monks walking from, I think they're walking from either to Texas or from Texas. These monks walking for peace, and what the beautiful energy that they're generating. It's just beautiful to see. And they're Buddhists, you know, they're peaceful, peace-loving human beings. Okay, so the card that I got today, really interesting, is teleportation and levitation. Expand your gifts and powers. Let's have a quick squiz and see what Diana Cooper is talking about. It's a reminder that you're an extraordinary spiritual being with many latent gifts and talents. If you sometimes dream you are flying, you're remembering an advanced power you possessed in Atlantis. Have you been seen in two places at once? If so, you are bilocating. Have you ever become invisible? At that moment, you raise your frequency beyond the normal range of human sight. You may even have teleported instantly to another location. I remember when I was younger, I used to have these dreams where I could make myself invisible. And also, I could fly. If I flapped my arms hard enough, I could raise myself. And I remember as a child, and this was probably, I was under 7. I used to be able to fly up above our property, and I had a bird's eye view of our property. And I mean, there's no ways that a little child could have actually have seen that kind of stuff. I know that I did it, and I know that I used to dream about flying to places and, you know, teleporting and that type of stuff. I know I dreamt it. But I think when you're younger, I remember them vividly. And I think when you're younger, you're more open to remembering your gifts and talents. So, Saint Germain was a great master alchemist and magician. He is now keeper of the golden scales and is helping you bring your gifts forward. Ask him to place his column of golden and violet light over you and open you up to who you truly are. Acknowledge and believe in the possibilities that await you. That is the first step towards regaining your powers in preparation for the golden future. And so, yeah, I think we have to acknowledge that these powers exist for us. And it's just a question of remembering. And we are slowly edging our way through this density on Earth. And we're raising our vibrations and we keep chipping at it. And I really believe that we are going to be able to start this golden age where we are, or we embody exactly who we are. So, yeah, very interesting. So soon after 2050, the inhabitants of Earth will have retrieved all the awesome gifts available during Atlantis, and then their powers will soar beyond anything conceived during that era. So I don't think I'll be around at that time, but I sure am very excited about that. I think I may get to see it, but highly likely I won't. So, very exciting. And I think it's so exciting that we are starting to tap into this energy. You know, we're starting to be so much more aware. I was reading something, I can't remember the other day, who I read or heard it from. And they were saying, I think it's Diana Cooper, I get her newsletter. She was basically saying that there's 55 or 66% of people are awakening now. That's Artie, always barking at whatever's going past the studio today. Artie! She's a very wide awake dog. So, yes, teleportation and levitation. And I don't know if you noticed with the card, and this is the Golden Future Oracle guidebook from Diana Cooper. Everything's emanating from his third eye. So it's that tapping into our third eye is where we actually really expand our knowledge and our wisdom. So yeah, really exciting with that card. I like that. And then I think I'm going to just draw another lovely card. I love this deck. I really enjoy it. The Divine Feminine. It's the Divine Feminine Archangel Oracle by Claire Stone. I love it. It's such a lovely energy, and at the moment it's the one that I'm really enjoying. It's soft and gentle, and just a gentle message, you know, when I do get a message. So let's just see what the message from this deck is today. Ooh, there we go. Dreams, decoding messages. How apt is that? So I think that I can approach that in two ways. The dreams are, dream up your perfect life, the life that you want. Dream it and tap into those dreams. I know when I start manifesting, I want to manifest something, I actually step into that energy and place myself in that energy. So, you know, if you're manifesting an overseas holiday, visualize yourself actually there, enjoying yourself and on the holiday, and doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I am doing that at the moment. I am so excited. We've got a big trip planned, and a big holiday trip, and then I'm planning another one, which is kind of like a semi-spiritual kind of trip for me. I'm really excited about that. So I am at the moment dreaming about it. Every day I give it a little bit of energy. That both of those trips, I'm giving them a little bit of energy, so that you know, they come into fruition and they unfold to my highest vibrational energy of what I'm supposed to be doing when I go, and when I learn what I learn when I'm on that trip. So dreams, decoding messages. And so also, obviously, dreams, decoding messages. Your dreams can also be when you go into quiet time. That can be exceptionally, I'm just finding this one now, dreams. Okay, exceptionally good for us to just to go into much a bigger, quieter time, so that we can really tap into the dreams that we want to do. And then obviously decoding the messages that when you do dream. I am I won't say fortunate or unfortunate or whatever it is, it's a fact, I don't dream a lot. When I do dream in deep sleep, and I wake up and I remember it, I know it is significant. I dreamt recently a very significant dream around my mother, and my mother has already passed, and she was old and frail, and we were walking through a shopping center, and she fell down and passed out completely. And you know, when I dropped down to my knees, I had this distinct feeling, oh my goodness. And then I realized, oh, I've got to try and save her. I've got to try and do something. And so when I tried to, she was face down on the tiles of the floor of the shopping center. And when I tried to shift her, she was entangled in a washing line, like a clothesline, totally entangled in it. Didn't know, and you know, I had to take her arms out and to try and get her onto her back. And when I got her onto her back and I opened her airway and I went to blow into her, as I blew, she came back and she was alive again. And that was significant for me because I think 2-3 days later, I met a friend who's house sitting just up the road, and she came in, popped in, and she interpreted the dream and decoded the message for me, because I was like still not sure about what it really meant. And she said to me, oh, Michele, that is just you, because she came for a session. We did a swapsy. And she said, oh my goodness, Michele, that is you untangling people out of their Akashic records and their stuff that they're holding them all clumped up, and they're basically closed off, and you untangle them, and the minute you speak You're blowing air into them. You're blowing the energy in when you do your sessions. And I went, oh my goodness, that is so true. That was a beautiful decoding of that dream. And I'm so grateful for this friend of mine's message to me, for giving me clarity on this dream, because like I said, I don't dream a lot. So yeah, really interesting how our dreams can give us clarity, and when we sit and decode them, and sometimes we do need somebody else to interpret them. Okay, so dreams, what so what Claire Stone is saying, always have a notepad ready at your bed, because sometimes you'll wake up during the night and after a dream and you need to write it down, because there'll be a clear message and then the next morning you'll forget about it. And so there'll be something, and your affirmation for this is, I vividly remember my dreams, because I'm convinced we are dreaming all the time. We just don't remember them. Okay. So important information is being offered to you during dream time. There is a need for better quality sleep. Nightmares are your brain's way of releasing trauma. Your loved ones in spirit are visiting you in your dreams. So that was clearly my mother visiting me, encouraging me to keep going, to help people to untangle and breathe life in by speaking my truth. And obviously when I channeled, talking about it and saying things. And so a beautiful message that. So the divine feminine angels are prompting you to learn the art of dream recall. Each night as you sleep, your consciousness descends to various realms of existence, traversing through dimensions beyond physical reality. During this time, your soul will convey important messages to you. You may encounter loved ones from the spirit world, or venture to sacred angelic temples to receive their profound wisdom teachings. Yeah, so I know when I do a lot of lucid dreaming, so that's quite an interesting thing. So where I actually control the dream, and I can drive it and push it in a direction, and then allow things to unfold, which is quite an art, but I clearly have that talent, and it helps me a lot to astral travel, put it that way. The answers you are seeking are symbolically encoded within your dreams, just like that dream that I had about my mother. Most people would think, oh my goodness, your mother, she's dead, and then you breathe life into her, and you had to, why was there a clothesline? But if you go underneath and really have a look at it, and that, like I said, I'm super grateful for that friend of mine who interpreted that dream in that way. Remember that everyone dreams. It's simply a case of learning to recollect them. To enhance the clarity of your dreams and your ability to remember them, you could place an amethyst gemstone under your pillow. Yeah, that's really an interesting one. I haven't heard of that one before. Declare your intention to remember your dream as you are nodding off. To make the most of your nighttime travels, turn Wi-Fi off before you sleep, as these frequencies can disrupt sleep quality and hinder your ability to go deeper within. Interesting. Right. Okay, so dreams. I really like the idea of having a little notebook next to your bed. I normally do, not always, but I do. And then this teleportation and levitation. So yeah, with the year of the horse, think about how you're going to approach this year of the horse, and how you can work on a more steady, stronger, calmer way of going forward. I know my word for this year is declutter, and it's one of the ways that I can really help myself to be more steady, less scattered, and more focused, is to have less stuff going on in my life and around me. So I'm going to leave you with that on the Friday Musings. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. For those of you in Australia and New Zealand, I hope it's not too warm and you can stay cool, keep cool, and a great opportunity. Yesterday, I actually thought, you know what? I'm not going to fight this heat, and I actually went and had a lovely snooze in the afternoon from 2 till about 5 or 6, and then I came out and I did all my work, and I just walked in at 9:30 last night. Fabulous. It was so lovely working in the cool. Luckily, we've got lots of light here in New Zealand. At 9 o'clock, it's still pretty light, and you know, it was wonderful. So yeah, there's a reason why in the hot countries they have a midday siesta. So give yourself the permission to, if you can, have a midday siesta this weekend. And I will chat to you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful time, and yeah, I'll chat to you soon.